What is up, everybody? Dan and the Fireman here. We're coming up to a red light, and I think this is a great opportunity to start talking to you about the system I use when it comes to riding, okay? It's an offshoot of the OODA loop. So observe, orient, decide, and act, but what we're going to be doing is planning our riding, okay? So the plan method is what I currently use, and right now what it is position yourself for safety. You're going to be locating potential hazards. You're going to adapt to those potential hazards. And then if there is something, you need to learn how to navigate the threats that come out at you, basically. Just real heads up, I want you guys to understand, do not read and ride. This is just bullet points. I had to come up with the plan. I had to do the whole thing. So I understand a lot of it, but this keeps me on track. Let's go ahead and jump into it and position myself for safety. If you've been on this channel any length of time, you know that I'm really big on setting yourself up for success. Okay, remember, you need to be able to have a good line of sight. You need to have good space cushions, at least to one side, okay? So if you can't have left or right, it's perfectly fine. And then also you need to, let's go ahead and get into this lane position so we can get away from this. This is a possible hazardous areas, a lot of rubberneckers. All right, position myself once again back into here. So the position is going to give me the best space cushion, best line of sight, and then also the best escape paths right then and there, the easiest one. So right now the easiest escape path is to my left into this turn lane, and I only have to move one position over. So if I position myself right here, I got some good escape paths. I got one to the right, and I got one, a couple within my own lane. So this is also a good space cushion and a position because I can see and have escape paths. So your positioning just changes depending on traffic. It changes depending on the road you're on. But the main thing here is position yourself for good vision, good line of sight. Make sure you have escape paths, and then make sure you have a good space cushion at least in front of you. That's going to be the biggest thing, so you can at least brake if you had to. All right, so now that's the thing, in order to find the right position, right, you need to locate potential hazards. So cars in the road are potential hazards. You also have oil, road debris. You also have intersections, the green light. So I think we're pretty good here. I don't see anybody wanting to turn left in front of me or anybody that's wanting to cross the area. I'm in orange stage right now. I'm about to go into yellow stage once I see what's ahead, and I see that there's two cars in front of this car and it's slowing down, so this white car might switch to the right lane because I know I want to. So that's what I'm going to do, position myself for better vision, better everything. Haha, look for the potential hazards. So when it comes to locating potential hazards, once again, your eyes have to go boom, 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 left, right. You're constantly having to look. But what is a hazard? Let's get out of this area right here. That guy was a potential hazard right there. But so what is it? So typically left turners. So if you see the side of the vehicle, and when you see brake lights, when you see a pedestrian on the side that you're on, when you're going into an intersection, that's default hazardous zone. Lots of debris. You see the gravel right there. Possible path to travel violations on turns, that's a potential hazard. So once you start riding more and more experience, you're going to learn a little bit more and more when it comes to what is a hazard. But if you want to have a shortcut to this, go ahead and watch this channel, subscribe to the channel, and watch the after action reviews. What an after action review is that I go over motorcycle close calls and crashes. We try to figure out what happened, how it happened, what we could do, and hopefully we can use that information to make ourselves safer. And one thing that we would always see is slamming these brakes because you saw the hazard way too late. And then also sides of the vehicles and a few other things. So guys, watch, and you'll know what hazards we're talking about here, okay? So the next thing is to adapt to perceived hazards. Now, hazards are different than threats. So a hazard is pretty much anything. Like this Hyundai Kona is a hazard if I'm in their blind spot. The gravel on the ground is a hazard. The potential things of happening, a pedestrian is a potential hazard. The car coming out is a potential hazard. So all these different things are potential hazards. So how do we adapt to that? So as simple as something in the middle of the road. If there is something in front of me like a gravel or manhole cover, which I actually like to practice my swerves on, is that if there's something there, I'm just going to go ahead and adapt by positioning myself once again, because we're going back to the P now, positioning ourselves for safety. And a lot of times that's all you have to do. So right here, let's say, there's a hazard in lane position 3. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to go ahead and adapt to it by getting to lane position 2, and it's as simple as that. We have a potential hazard up ahead with these brake lights. So what I did was roll off the throttle instinctively. I see a red light up ahead. I'm gonna get myself in a lane position that is gonna give me the best vision, best space cushion, best escape paths, and I think the best ones are over here, so I adapted just now to that. Now I gotta watch out for anybody turning. I don't see anybody in the left turn lane. I don't see anybody turning right, so I'm still good. Modulate my speed. I have an escape path. And that right there is adapting to the environment of what's going on, okay? So the next thing though, the end portion, the navigation around threats with evasive maneuvers, that is that red stage maneuver area that I want you to jump into. So right now I'm in yellow stage. I'm perfectly fine. I'm enjoying my ride. I'm still situationally where I'm zoned in. I'm about to go into orange stage. I am now in orange stage because of the intersection. I see sides of the vehicles. Nobody's gonna come out. I'm gonna adapt to that manhole cover by moving over. And now if anybody decided to pull out in an orange stage maneuver, I'm already having my hands on the brakes. I'm getting ready to swerve. So let's just say that somebody's pulling out to the right side, okay, from the right side going across. So if I'm in this position and I see that there is a car right in the right side, I'm gonna go ahead and position myself here for success, go into orange stage, get ready, but I'm gonna turn my blinker on just for this. And it's say they pulled out, I'm gonna be like, oh crap, and swerve and get into this position. And that right there is that navigation of a perceived threat. So the red stage stuff is the end portion. So the goal is to never get into the end. So that's the whole point of planning. This guy just cut me off. That's not a big deal. He can go ahead and keep going, and I got a space cushion. See, not a big issue. So you're constantly going from position to locating to adapting to maybe navigating if you have to. So let's say if there's something big in the road, I'm going to navigate around it instead of adapting to it. These are all things that I'm constantly going in like almost a Rolodex. I'm just constantly going over and over and over and over while I'm riding. And it really does play into and complement the Smart Rider system. It plays into the awareness code chart that we use, you know, white, yellow, orange, red, and brown stage. And it really does help me out because when I think about it, I'm planning, okay? I plan my thing, I plan my ride, I position myself, I do this and I do that. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So guys, utilize this, please do so, share it with your friends. I don't care if you use it in your own little training thing, just go ahead and give me credit at least. But the thing is, I just want you to get safe by doing this kind of stuff. Okay, side of the vehicle right there. I'm gonna adapt to the situation, set myself up for success just in case he turns right, which his tires look like they're going, and he's turning right. And he's gonna get there. So there you go. I positioned myself for success. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to share with you my little method that I got going on. And with that said, though, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'm gonna continue riding. This is beautiful out. It's hot as balls, but you know what? It's good to be riding, right? All right, guys, I'll see you around.